Okay, hey everybody, welcome to our very first Eat for Freedom small group call. I'm so excited that you guys are here. So I sound all formal, but we all know one another. But I'm Allie, and Lori's over here to my whatever direction she is to me on your screen. Woohoo! We're so excited that you guys are here. Thank you for being on time. Thank you for doing the introductions that you have made and that welcome post. Thank you for filling out the form. So you guys, tonight we have a little more to cover than we normally would, just because it's like the very first time. So we're going to cover housekeeping. We're going to cover just how to get started organizing your way as you start to share so you can eat for freedom. So that said, I'm just going to hop right into it because it is 6:30. So first of all, I want to hear what you guys all thought. Well, actually, I don't want to do that. What I want you to do is show me how you felt about the video. Part of your pre-work was watching the video about how money is made, whether you're here to get your products paid for or if you're looking for more long-term residual income. Who was excited about the video? Yeah? Did everybody watch it? Okay, if you haven't watched the video yet, make sure that you do that in the next 24 hours, okay? Because this is a tool that you're excited about now, but this is a tool that you may be sharing with people who are interested in getting their products paid for as well, okay? Do you guys have any questions, or was there anything about the video that wasn't quite clear to you? I'm going to open the chat because I don't see the chat here. No. Okay. Awesome. Well, I'm glad you guys are all excited. You really should be. It's so powerful. So the next thing I want to do is thank you for those of you who have gone ahead and filled out the informational sheet that we sent you. The kind of, I don't remember what I titled it. Maybe like a, I don't think I entitled it an intake sheet, but you guys know what I'm talking about, right? The one that talked about your why, and I asked several questions. So Lori and I, we definitely wanted to see the responses to that because we wanted to say, just to see where you're coming from so we can best meet you where you are. But I want you guys, if you haven't printed out the sheet after you filled it out, will you print it out for yourself as well? This is the reason why. When you're answering those questions, you were starting to dream. How many of you, when you started answering the questions, thought a little bit deeper about what you might want or what you could get out of this than you did when you first thought, yeah, I'm going to check this out? Did anybody start to think a little bit deeper? Teresa did? Yeah, Dana? Awesome. Here's the deal. So you guys, when you talk about what you're dreaming of right there, that's your why. Your family. What I heard a lot of you guys say is that your ideal, I saw a lot of you guys say, your ideal day is starting out without an alarm clock. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. A lot of you talked about just having more time with your family. Your families are huge whys for you. A lot of you talked about being able to, how do you print it out once we've submitted it? I think you just print your screen, but if not, I can maybe download it and send it to you. But I think you just print the screen and it should probably, your own response should probably print out okay. So these are your whys. You wanted to be able to just travel more, see the people that you care about, spend your day the way that you wanted. I know a lot of you said, if I had more time, I could exercise more, because what brought you into this, you wanted to make a healthy change. And sometimes it's hard to know where to fit everything in, and you know that you could definitely fit that in and make that a priority, no question, if you had the time freedom that this could give to you. So I love that. I love seeing you guys dream a little bit more in detail. And I want to talk about that because in the next 4 weeks, and some of you guys already know this, we're going to teach you how to reach out and talk to people. Invite them to take a look. We're going to teach you how to create curiosity so people are coming to you asking to take a look. But the reality of this is not everybody's going to be ready for it right now. And one of the things that I try to remind the people that I coach is that it's not like they just can't, like they're at a store and they're just picking out an outfit or what they're going to eat for dinner and they can make that choice immediately. Sometimes people take months. In my case, I took 18 months to say yes to Lori after she invited me. Okay, and I know some of you are familiar with this, but some of you aren't. So I just want you to know right now, there's going to be some disappointments. And there's going to be some times where people don't answer you. And in the absence of a reason, we come up with our own. I want to urge you to avoid that, because many times it's just because they are just as busy as all of us. And they're thinking about it, and them not responding to you means nothing about you. It's just about them. So you just have to continue with the process and the action. Sometimes, every time, life is going to happen. Moods come up, there's different disappointments outside of business, distractions. I want you to keep your why in front of you, because it's your why that's going to anchor you into what you learn for the next 4 weeks, okay? Perfect. Okay, that said, I wanted to just talk about a couple other things. At the very, very bottom, where we talked about what would make this a success for you, some of you, I would love for you to go back just for yourself. You don't have to do it for me. And I want to have some matched expectations for you, or reasonable expectations. And I also want you to think a little bit deeper about your goal, because some things were a little bit just kind of generic. What do I mean by that? Let me explain. If you were going to go, let's say you guys decided that this weekend you were going to drive to California, okay? So I'm sure that if you were driving to California, you had something in mind for that road trip, right? Like you were driving to Disneyland, which is in Anaheim, or you're driving to Huntington Beach, or you're driving to San Francisco, right? You know specifically where you're going to go, how long it's going to take you. You know the mileage. You'll know when you get there because you're there, right? But it just, in general, I'm going to drive to California. Well, what does that mean? Does that just mean you drive to the border of Utah and California? You're like, whoop, I'm here. I made it. Do you guys understand? So I want you to get really specific with what you want out of this, so you know when you get there, so that you know when you need a little more help, so that you know it's time to look for the next goal for yourself. So goals are SMART. So what that stands for is specific. So some of you said, I'd like to make, I didn't write it specifically down. That's funny. But somebody said, I'd like to make a nice additional income. What's a nice additional income for you? Because for me, it might not be the same as what it is for you. Is that $200 to pay a bill that comes every single month? Is that $500 to pay for your car payment? Maybe it's $2,000 to pay for a kid's private school tuition. That's individual to each of us. I want you to know that number for you, because that's part of your why. That's what's going to drive you. Maybe it's just getting your products paid for, and you spend $200 a month every month. Boom, that's your number. Measurable, same thing. You know when you're there, you know when you're not. You know how far you have to go. Achievable. So this is something too. One of the questions was, what would make Eat for Success or Eat for Freedom a success for you? I'm talking about this 4-week span. So I love that some of you said that you had complete time freedom, that you had complete financial freedom, and you could leave your job. I love that you're looking at that long term, but I want to adjust your expectations. That's not likely in the next 4 weeks, but it is likely for you in the next, gosh, you could do it in a year, you could do it 4 years. It depends. It's totally up to you. This is going to give you the skills to either get back in the game if you've had life happen, or to learn how to do it moving forward. Does that make sense to you guys? Awesome. Okay. I guess that is it for me.
For you for now. You will be back.
For now. Oh, I didn't, let me just, since I was in the middle of it and I only got to SMA out of SMART goals, I'll just tell you guys this, because you might use this tool somewhere else. The R part stands for relevant. So whatever that goal is relevant to what it is that you're seeking. So you wouldn't have a goal to like do 25 jumping jacks so that you could get your products paid for, because those things don't even go together. And time sensitive, you know when you want to have this done. In this case, we're talking about the next 4 weeks. What's your goal? That's a SMART goal. Okay.
Thank you. And I know some of you are like, just tell me what to do. Here's the thing. You won't consistently do it if you don't have those goals and whys in place that Allie talked about. We're trying to help you be the few that keep going. Network marketing is one of the few industries where you keep 80% of the profit, and you literally, if you know, and you can put in like 20% of your profit in training, education, personal development, all of these things, and keep 80%. There's literally hardly any overhead. But people sometimes have high expectations and they're not developing themselves and they're not plugging into trainings and they only listen to 2 and they keep going. So that's why it's really important that you have a strong desire and why, because you will keep staying plugged in and then you have to get into action. So tonight is going to be all about action. Again, my name is Lori Olson. For those of you I haven't met, some of you I know your names and I haven't personally met you, and I want to thank you for being here. You're all on my team. It makes me so excited. I want you to know, if you haven't, whether you watched that video or not, some of you watched it and got excited. Some of you haven't watched it yet. Some of you watched it and got a little confused. And some of you watched it and go, yeah, right. I don't know if that could really happen. Allie's living proof that that can happen. She makes 6 figures doing Isagenix. I'm living proof that that can happen. We've made $1 million here in this company in 5 years in my household. And people are doing it way faster than me too, making $1 million a year to $2 million a year. Do they put in effort? Yes. Do they have a strong why? Yes. Are they convicted? Yes. You have to have all of those things. Do you have to reach that big? No. I know some of you are sitting here going, I said I just wanted to get my products paid for. And that's perfectly awesome. We want you to do that. We also want to show you how to continue getting them paid for. Do you want to get them paid for once by enrolling 2 people? Or do you want to get them paid for every month? Every month it still also requires a level of consistency. So we want to be able to show you that as well. So tonight, just a little bit of housekeeping from me. We are going to do weekly drawings. Is there someone who could volunteer on this call to write down all of the names of the people who are on here? Thank you, Melissa. And so for everyone who's on live, while I will record them each week, because I know that I've already gotten a couple messages of people, whether they had to stay at work late, they already, had a prior engagement. I understand that. But I also know that people who show up live is energy matched to energy, and they're making a strong commitment. And Allie and I are going to have a lot of people to help work with individually this month. And guess who's going to get our attention first? The people who show up. Okay, that doesn't mean we're not going to help everyone else. We will, but we're going to get to the people who have the most effort and energy first. Always throughout my whole business. That's the way it works. Okay. And so make sure you're live. And then also when you do the actions that we suggest, we have minimal ones and you can go beyond that. We have a place to report those things and a way of doing that each week in our Facebook group. And when you do those, you will also go into a prize drawing. Okay. So no questions about that. Everyone should be in the Facebook group and you should be receiving my emails. If you're confused or not clear on either one of those things, go ahead and put it in the chat. If you have questions as we go through, you can put it in the chat, and likely there's some other experienced people here that might be able to answer your question. Otherwise, we can wait until the end, and then you can get off when we're done, or Ellie and I will stay on to answer all the questions in the chat, or if you just want to unmute yourself, okay? This week, this is what we're going to accomplish, and you're going to need to take notes. We're going to accomplish that you're going to have printed off a PDF kind of cheat sheet on your process on this journey, mainly just on working with individual people. Everyone's going to put up one introductory social media post with our help and showing you how to do it authentically. If you are seasoned, you're going to work hard on a personal post that, like some of you have learned, you should have an ongoing transformational post, whether it's financial transformation story, an emotional transformation story, a physical transformation story, okay? You're gonna put more effort into that this week. And then everyone is gonna make a list of 20 people that they would love to work with. Not 20 people that are overweight, 20 people you would love to work with, okay? And if they're overweight, that's fine. It doesn't matter. We're gauging this on people that would be on our dream team, people you would love, love, love to work with. If they have negative energy, they would not be included on this list, okay? So that's gonna, and then you're gonna reach out to at least 10. So that's gonna be your goal for this week. So we're gonna first start out, before I show you some of the tools, and I'm gonna tell you all the things that Allie said are completely true. You have to wake up every day, know why you're doing this. Even though it is the most awesome gig, and I would never give it up for the world, you have to have grit and go to work when no one's gonna tell you you have to, okay? So, and the other part of it is, You literally have to, and this is the hardest thing for people. Everyone's worried about what other people think. You have to stop. You absolutely have to stop and put your blinders on and be brave. It doesn't mean that people who put themselves out there, like Allison, like myself, like some of the people that you know here, are ever fearless. It doesn't mean that. It just means that their why is so much bigger than any fear that they have. They're going to go out there and do what it takes. And every day you have to decide, I'm brave. I'm going to be brave. It is your posture that will attract people. If you have confidence, it doesn't matter if you don't know anything about the business right now. You all love the products and you all seen what the opportunity that's here. You need to have posture that you have something amazing to offer people. That's just a mindset. This whole thing is mindset, okay? So what I'm going to show you now, and Allison, you can maybe write this in the chat. This is our team website that we geared to show you how to get started. It's called ownyourlifeacademy.biz. You want to bookmark that site, whether it's on your phone or on your computer. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And this is what it looks like. And you'll see over here, there's a tab. That's basically two things. Getting started on the products. There's a ton of things that could help you there and your new customers. And then getting started with the income opportunity. Over here on more, we'll share more things like podcasts and more things that you could get help with. But we're going to click on getting started on the income opportunity. Phase 1 is all about enrolling. Phase 2 is about sharing or duplicating, which both are important, but we're obviously right now focusing on phase 1. So when you go here, you can take more time than we have tonight. The basics kind of just shows you a little bit of the comp plan. This is an extensive way of making your list. This we're going to work on tonight. Make your first social media post. This is verbiage to help you invite prospects to take a look. And you know, there's more here. What I want you to do, whether you're on your phone or your iPad, number 1 to get done is there is a PDF at the bottom here of this section of phase 1. And it summarizes kind of on a cheat sheet all of those steps we kind of just showed you. So what I love about this sheet is you're not always in front of your computer. You're not always able to go right here when you're talking to people or you're at work or you're out and about. Hopefully it loads for me here in a second. It's like a little flow chart. And you can open this on your phone and take a screenshot, or you can print it. I suggest doing both so you have it handy wherever you are. Okay, so this is just helping you enroll your first 10 customers. Again, back to what Ali said, know your why. And there's a few questions here to help you really pinpoint that. Making your list. There's a memory jogger if you want to go back to the main page for an extensive idea. But Ali's probably going to provide a sheet, and these questions are going to help you make that list. This is your social media post we're going to talk more about. These are simple ideas of things that you could say in a message or in a social media post. Again, these are different ideas to help you make your list. Message ideas. And then this is going to be how you'll respond to either a private message or someone who asks what you're doing on social media. And so what you're going to notice is for your first few conversations right here, I have hashtag solo is a no-go. I'm telling you guys, we want you to be empowered and to be independent, but this is all about follow the leader, to be honest with you. The most successful people on this journey, and some of them, actually many of them who are here tonight. Tammy, it's not letting me mute you. Can you mute your line? Thank you. Is about just trusting your leader. So basically, you send them a private message and just like, this is awesome. I've absolutely loved it. This is my goal. What are you looking for? And then once you kind of know what they do, you open a group message with your sponsor. If your sponsor is not engaged or working with you right now, you will use Allison or myself. One of my daughter's friends is trying to FaceTime. It's coming up on there. And then you would use a message somewhat like this. Look, I'm really new to this, so I've included my friend Lori, who's been involved for 5 years or something like that, with Isagenix. And what I love most about her is blah, 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 that she is so abundant in helping people, or that she is really great at finding the right solution. So then you can talk about questions they have, or she's just going to answer your questions. Really, you just need a nice segue to lead over and hand it to your sponsor or your upline that's working with you. And then they know how to respond to those. They know that they're going to offer a time to get connected. They know which video to send before you get on the call. Just watch that process, and that's going to help you through the whole thing so that you can take them on your own. When they start asking, how much does it cost? You'll see how they respond, because we try and address all of those things on a phone call, and you don't want to get back and forth on a social media war, if you want to call it that. So first, though, you're going to make your first social media post. And there are some examples here. I clicked on the Instagram one. You can use the same ones for Facebook, but I kind of think they're better. So if you haven't started yet, some people post before their box even arrives. This one talks about, after watching my friend Lori or Shannon or Allison have these amazing results, and you can describe the results. Thanks to an amazing health and wellness system, I decided it was time to take action and have my own experience. I'm so tired. You guys, this is where it's at, where it says, I'm so tired of feeling. And if you're already on the product, you can say, I was so tired of feeling, or I used to feel. And those 3 adjectives, as far as you can go into your pain, the pain you were experiencing before, your pain points, physical or financial or emotional, that is what grabs your audience. They need something they can relate to. You only talking about how amazing you feel and all the weight you've lost doesn't grab them as much as the pain you went through before you got to that point. So I encourage you to get real with people, and that is what will have them joining you. The more authentic and real and raw you are, and transparent and vulnerable, is how you will get people to trust you. And that's probably the hardest thing for some people. There's other examples for those of you who already have started on the products and have results. You do not need to use these word for word. In fact, I encourage you to write it yourself, but it gives you an idea of the type of verbiage that will grab people's attention. Does that make sense to everyone? It is not ever about flashing a picture of shake canisters, boxes of vitamins, or anything like that. You guys have all seen that. Does that interest you? You guys are out there to develop relationships, be authentic and real, and offer your help. You are not out there to try and sell shakes. As weird as that may seem, it really is more. The Isagenix is just the vehicle that's going to allow you to have them, to work with them. Okay. The other thing I want to mention, it is mentioned if you look in there further, when you're getting started, you do not say the word Isagenix in a social media post. The reason for that is you will have people that will not tell you they're interested. They'll just start Googling. Then they're going to come up with their own decisions, possibly order it on the website. They're not on your team then. Or they order it on Amazon. None of those things are going to help you, because they're not trying to do a disservice to you. They just know you put up authentic posts and you're doing great. Okay, I'm going to go do the same thing. They don't get that you're actually looking to be their sponsor, you know? So you just want to say health and wellness. So then when they ask you what you're doing, you now can write their name down on a list, and you have an idea of who your leads are. You have no idea otherwise. You've lost them to the internet. If you ever see me saying Isagenix or Allison or noticing it's obvious, that's because we branded ourselves for 5 years now, and people know what we do. It's our livelihood, okay? You'll get to that point. I still don't really blast it very much because I'm making new friends all the time, okay? The other thing is, big red flag to say, message me if you want to know more. Don't write that either. It's not in any of those examples. That basically says, I'm trying to sell you something. Okay. As I know it's so hard because people are like, well, how are they going to know? How are they going to know to say something to me? You guys, they just will. They just will. And if they don't, they will watch. And this is why later we'll talk about consistency, because it's not one post and you're done. It will be consistency without being all isogenics all the time. So now, as you're working on this post, sponsors, what I want you to do, for those of you who have team members here, I want you to start a Facebook group chat with either me or Allie, whoever your closest upline leader is, or if you have like Dawn Basenko, executive leader, and yourself and your new person that's getting started on sharing. So we can together work on this post and help them put something authentic to them. Again, the thing to you guys to help you get started is think of 3 adjectives describing how you felt before you started Isagenix. I encourage you to write them down right now. Get crystal clear on them. Maybe they're so strong you could even expand upon them a little bit. Like, I was so exhausted. And instead of just saying you're exhausted, maybe you came home every single day and went and laid down for a nap the minute you got home from work. Like, be that specific. Or you could never wear your favorite clothes, or you always wear a loose shirt because you had this muffin top over. Like, literally, that is what is. Would you relate to that? People are going to relate to that. They get that. Then you'll say, if you're already on the products, and then you can say, and now, or after 3 months, or whatever it happens to be, 3 new adjectives on how you're feeling, and expand on those. These posts don't need to be a mile long. Those are the things that are going to draw people in the most. How you felt before, how you felt now. Focus on those 2 things, okay? If you haven't really started much, go back to the other example posts. For compliance reasons, I would stick away from weight loss numbers. It just gets kind of sticky because we try not to say, I lost 20 pounds in 2 weeks, because that gives false expectations to some people, even if it's true. So you're better off just for now, until we get our feet wet, use the adjective examples, okay? If you have, I'll go back to the chat now if people have more questions that are unanswered. But that's all. Allison is going to go next.
Okay, that was awesome, Lori. Thank you so much. How many of you guys feel relieved when she says, we're not here to sell shakes? Right? I mean, because that's like the number one thing that I hear from people that are like, I'm not a salesperson. Guess what? You don't have to be a salesperson. You just have to be a real person. You just have to be a friend. You just have to be really honest about how you're feeling. And that is what it takes. That's all it takes. Okay, so I'm going to talk to you about your list of 20 people. So you're making a list of 20 people, and I'm going to give you some tools for that. And then your goal this week is to reach out to at least 10 of them. And we're going to talk about the different ways that you're going to reach out to them, okay? So first of all, your list of 20 people, Lori already kind of touched on. These are people that, yeah, you would love to partner with, you'd love to spend more time with in your life, or people that you would want to have as accountability partners. They're positive, encouraging people. So, you know, for those of you who are like, well, I don't know that I want to build a business, so work, I don't know what that means. Well, you do know what it means to have somebody who's just a good friend and fun to hang out with and will just be a great partner in your goals, right? So that kind of person, somebody that you can bless, you know that they've been struggling, you would love to spend more time with them, and you can bless them with this gift that you found yourself, okay? So those are the people that are gonna go on your list. Now, how do you keep your list? You could just use, I can't tell you how many notebooks I've had. You can use a spreadsheet if you want. I have made a quick tool. Laura just pulled it up on the phone. It doesn't pull up very nicely on the phone. But, and a lot of you guys are, some of you who have already been sharing have a system. You don't have to come up with a new one just for this. But for those of you who are brand new, I did make a little spreadsheet if you want to use it, and you can use it on your computer or you can print it off. But right now, it just looks like it prints off best from a computer. It's kind of garbled on the phone. Sorry about that. So you're going to have that. And I just want you guys to take your time doing that the first, you know, coming up with your list before you start reaching out to people, okay? So you're going to come up and do that in the next, 24 hours, and then start reaching out. So I'm going to share again the screen and take you back to the Own Your Life website.
Is it letting you share?
It will.
Okay.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so back again under the getting started with the income opportunity in phase 1. We're going to go down to invite prospects. This video of Emily Vavra talking about the art of inviting is amazing. Some of you may have already watched it. Watch it again. She really simplifies it and shows you how to invite people in an authentic way. Now, there's verbiage here, whether you're looking at somebody because you think, yeah, they would be really great, I'd love to work with them, or if you're blessing them with the product, you can click on these for verbiage. But much like Lori was saying about your social media posts, I don't really recommend copying and pasting this into a message. There's going to be 3 ways you're going to talk to people. You're going to talk to people on the phone, you're going to talk to people via text and message, and you're going to talk to people in person. Lori's going to talk more about how to attract people in person. But this is for people that you're going to send a Facebook message to or a text to. And if you look at it, it's sort of the same sort of template as you did with a social media post, right? But you know, you're talking about well, some of these talk a little bit about the pain point, but here's really what I like to use. I like to use something that we call, and I wrote it down, but then I didn't put the right thing. So form. So first, when you send a message to somebody, you're going to build some quick rapport. Okay. So maybe you're already looking at their page. Oh my gosh, the pictures of the back to school, I don't know, back to school outfits of your kids, super cute. Or I was just thinking of you the other day. You build that rapport with them. And then you're going to say why you thought of them. Hey, I thought of you because the other day you mentioned that you were you're just sick of feeling tired. You're just always feeling exhausted. Or you reached, the other day you mentioned being really stressed out about this medical bill, whatever that reason is. So I'm messaging you because I have started this health journey, or I've been making some additional income, and I wonder if I might be able to help you. So we built the rapport. You talked about why you thought of that person. It could be just a genuine compliment. It goes a really long way too when you think of somebody, why you're messaging them. And then here's the key. If I would you. So if I were to send you some information about what I found, would you be open to taking a look at it? If I were to send you a video that explains a little bit better, would you be open to watching it? If I would you. Those are the key elements. The rapport, why you thought of the person, why you were messaging them, and then if I would you. Those are the key elements. These are some great templates that you can have, but really the most important thing is that you don't sound different from yourself. It's not a different message than you would normally send to this person, you know, because once that happens, they feel like they're being sold to again. Okay, so it's just, again, authenticity, being yourself is really, really key. All right, unshare here. Same thing if you're going to make a phone call, and I really do like phone calls too. I want you to relieve yourself of the pressure, because what you're going to do here is keep the phone call very, very short as well. You could send somebody go ahead.
If you guys aren't looking at the chat, I put the 4 things that Allie talked about: rapport, you know, I thought of you because, or the compliment.
Thank you.
Yeah, and so anyway, so just so you have those 4 things down, I would write that down, because that's just kind of the format of your message.
Okay, awesome. Same thing in a phone call. You can send a quick text. Hey, are you available for 5 seconds? Yes. Call that person and say, hey, I know you're crazy busy. I'm really, really busy too. I don't actually have much time to talk, but I wanted to call you quick because you're on my mind. You can do the same sort of form. You're on my mind because of that genuine reason. If it's a business person, gosh, you just know so many people. You are such a hard worker. You're so bubbly. Everybody's attracted to you. I would love for you to check out something that I'm part of right now, or I would love for you to check this out. I think you'd be super good at it. If I were to send you some information, would you take a look? If I were to send you a video, would you watch it? Same thing, just keep it really short. So, because I know some of you are like, I don't know what I'd say if I was on the phone. You don't have to. All you have to have is the tool to send, and we're gonna get to that part. Okay. So we don't have the tool in here, but I'm gonna go ahead and share the tool. Is that okay, Lori, or do we have that planned for somewhere else? I feel like they need to know.
Well, the sponsor tip, normally we were thinking they go in a three-way chat and the sponsor would know which tool would be right. You could show an example of a tool though. It may depend on the person if they're talking business or if they're talking
Absolutely.
product. But
okay. So that's when, yeah, like Lori said, we'll utilize those three-way chats, and the sponsor will help you deliver a tool. The most efficient tool usually is a video, whether that is the video, some of you may have watched the foreverpack.com video, the Isagenix Advantage video. They will know what the right video is because they're going to show you they're going to ask questions about that person's goal. So really the first part is just reaching out to the people.
Yeah, you don't have to respond in 3 seconds. That's the thing. You know, if they're like, yeah, I'd be open to taking a look, say, sweet. Oh, you know, if you know that you're going to have to ask some questions, be like, I'm headed out, but I'll send it soon. You know, I'm in a hurry, but I'll send it to you as soon, you know, when I get back. So they're kind of like, you know, always want to feel like you don't have to respond in 2 seconds, you guys. So slow down. Go back to your, like if you're face-to-face or on a text and you're not sure, go back to your sponsor. Otherwise, you're going to throw them right in the three-way chats if it's in response to a post on Facebook or something.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. And so really the important part about that is you guys, again, Lori already said it, you're not winging it. You're not doing it solo. You need to be involving your sponsor, your coach, every single time. You guys don't try to figure it out by yourself. That's why we're doing this as a group together. Does that make sense to everyone? Yeah, okay. Because we can only help in as much as we're involved. So involve us with every single conversation. Okay, that's back to you, Lori.
Okay, let's talk about when you're in person. Sometimes the scariest for some people, but sometimes the most natural for others. Those of you, you don't need to get shell-shocked, frozen on what to say. It is just keep it simple. So if you, let's just pretend like here's a situation for me. I'm in the gym locker room. Oh my God, all I hear is women complaining, getting on the scale, saying, why do I even come here? I can't lose it, you know, so you hear these conversations a lot. So how many of you have ever been in a situation where you overhear someone thinking, oh, I could help them, but I don't know what to say? So I'm like, I'm just honest. What's actually happening? I'm overhearing their conversation. Okay. So I'm like, you know, I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. I work with people who are just as frustrated as you all the time. And actually at one time I was you, if that's true. I have something that might be able to help. Would you like to know, or would you like to take a look? Or if you're open, that's what I would say. I have something that might help you if you're open to it. Most of the time people like to think they're open. And then I immediately say, well, I can send you a text, or are you on Facebook? Like you've got to get connected to the person. Okay. And when you have something that can help them, you guys, I've enrolled people at Costco. I've enrolled people I met on the airplane. I've enrolled people I met in airports. I've enrolled people from the gym. And sometimes, and most of the time, I get their information on social media first, and I may send them something, but they continue to follow me. Or even I don't send them something. Maybe I just make a friendship and they follow me. And then it starts to happen that way, you know, as they start learning a little bit more what you do. So get connected. If they for sure want information, just be like, I'll send it to you, you know, when I get home or something like that. If you're not sure what to send, which is probably typical at the beginning. Here's another little tip. Has anyone ever done this? Like, okay, there you are. And then you get home, you're like, what was that person's name? I've had that happen before. I don't even know, can't follow up because I can't remember what this person's name was. The minute I find them on Facebook, I screenshot it and put it on my phone so I can go back and find them. Okay, I've done that more times than I'd like to admit. So there's that. Other thing, those of you who work outside the home, which is probably most of you, you better be shaking those shakes at work, you guys. That shaker cup is the best business tool you have. It is your best marketing product. Everyone wants to buy the shirts and the logo wear, which I have it. That's all great. But when you're wearing a shirt, if they've never heard of it, that tells them not much. If you're shaking something up and drinking it, they're like, what's in there? They're going to think it's something healthy. So drink your shakes that way. If you're out and about shopping, put your water in it, put your hydrate in it. It doesn't matter, okay? Just get the conversation started. I know Dawn Basenko, she travels a lot for work. She's like, I was starving before I got on that plate, but I was hell-bent and waited until I got on there to shake it up. So it is easy conversation tool. I take my snacks on the plane. People ask me what I'm eating. You guys out and about can honestly be one of your best opportunities when you're around people. So some of the things they say, I might be able to help you with that if I hear a need, which happens a lot if I'm getting in a conversation with someone next to me on the airplane or if I'm at the gym. And if you're at the gym, you should be taking your shaker cup there too. You could take your e-shot while you're there at the gym. Now that we have the BCAAs, I fill that baby up while I'm at the gym. You could take your shake for recovery right while you're at the gym on the way home. Let people see what you're doing. The other thing, if I hear the need, I will say exactly what Allie said in the text. If I could show you a way, so if they say, I can't lose weight, I'm tired all the time, I'm broke, whatever. If I could show you a way to earn an additional stream of income without getting another job, if I could show you a way to tackle those 10 last pounds, if I could show you a way to gain some natural energy, fill in the blank, right? If I could show you a way, would you be open to taking a look? That's how I end almost everything. I don't necessarily say watch a video. I just say taking a look. If I could show you a way, would you be open to taking a look? Practice it. If I could show you a way, would you be open to taking a look? One of the key words there is open. Are we interested in talking to people who are not open? You guys just have to be okay that not everyone's going to be your customer right now. Okay? You're looking for open-minded people, people that are open for help. If I could show you a way, would you be open to taking a look? Are you open? Would you be open? Like, those are big key words. We learned them from Eric Worre, the network marketing pro, okay? And it is amazing. And if they say, yeah, I would be, I'll just be like, okay, then find out a way to get in touch with them if I'm not already. What I do is I go try and set an appointment. Hey, Jenny, it was great talking to you today. I loved meeting you. I have time to talk with you tomorrow afternoon or evening if you have 15 minutes. That's what I go for first. If they're not willing to do that and I have just met them and I'm the one asking if they're open, can you just send me some information? Then I might, but I would ask them when they could watch it. Because you have to have a follow-up, you guys. I know the reason I stress on this is because people go, I've sent out so many videos, but I don't hear anything. They probably haven't even watched it. You have to have an appointment set to have the best success. So go for that first, always, okay? If they reach out to you on Facebook and they won't set up a 15-minute call, I keep them on my list. That's what I do. And wait till they're willing to talk to me, okay? And then when they set up the time, we send the tool. You can go about it in a different way and it might work sometimes. All I can do is share what I've done, okay? And then always be going back to this 3-way chat that we have to the sponsor for help. Does anyone, did I miss anything, Allison? Anything more we want to tell them? So as a reminder, your goal that in your assignment is to print off that PDF I showed you under phase 1. You have to have that so you know what to do next.
Oh, I thought of something that I meant to say earlier.
Hold on, let me recap what they're going to do.
Yeah, go ahead.
Right, you're going to write a social media post. You can use some of those examples or start formulating it with 3 adjectives before, 3 after. Put the draft in this 3-way chat your sponsor will start, and we will tweak it to make it a little more polished, okay? And we're going to get that up. Your post should always be public, by the way, not just friends, public, because don't be scared. How many people are scared? your post is going to be hanging there and no one's going to comment and you're going to look dumb. No one? Okay, Tylene's honest. Sarah's honest. So just so you know, we make them public because guess what? We will go into our tribe. Later, you'll be a part of this Goal Diggers chat. Hey, we got a girl that just posted for the first time in a long time or just posted for the first time. Can you please go give her some love? And they are flies on poop for that, okay? You have an amazing team that has your back. So you got to make them public or they can't, if they're not friends with you, they won't be able to do that, okay? Those were the main things. And then of course, peak times, please don't post it at 11 p.m. That's like not a good time. Anyone's going to do it or see it or anything like that. Okay, Allison, what else were you going to say?
I was going to say for anybody that this is your very first time doing a post, or maybe you did one post and you never have done another one and you feel nervous about what to say this time, it is totally okay. And you should reach out to your sponsor or reach out to Lori or I and say, this is what I'm thinking. What do you think? So I have everybody that I help do that. Write something up or we write it together. I look at it first, make any adjustments, and then it goes. So please don't feel like you have to come up with it on your own. There is so much help for you.
So this call went slightly longer. I felt like this was a lot more content for people to understand and get through. If you're unsure about how you get paid, go back and watch the video that we sent you and we can clarify any questions. It's kind of a lot of information, but we weren't going to spend this time talking about compensation. We wanted you to kind of have a chance to watch that as many times as you needed, and we can clarify where you're at in your journey, if you qualify for certain bonuses and stuff like that, okay? Other than that, I will be posting a post that says put your social media posts here. So you'll put, I'll have to show you guys. Well, your sponsor will show you and we'll help you put the link to your post under a post in the group so that you can see everyone's, and then that can also help us all go and comment and like on the posts. Allie, you're going to post that tracking sheet if they want to use it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we'll just have a place maybe they can take a picture of it, filled out for the end of the week for the drawing. So 2 things to put your action items under. Any questions? You can put them in the chat or we can stay on if people have clarifying questions. Sponsors, please remember, anyone you have that is personally enrolled with you here, you need to start a messenger chat with your upline, which would be Allie, Dawn, or myself, and your person that's just getting started on posting. Okay? And if I'm your sponsor, I will be doing that. All right. Thank you guys for coming. We'll see you back here. Please stay engaged in the Facebook group. We'll see you back here next Wednesday at 8:30. Bye-bye.